Hey Commanders fans, get ready, because today we have exclusive news about our team, and you can't miss a single detail. So take advantage and subscribe to the channel, activate the bell to receive everything firsthand, and of course, leave a like to strengthen our support and show that there are only true fans here. Our commitment is to always bring you the latest updates, news, and everything that goes on behind the scenes at Commanders. So, without further ado, let's check out today's news. Deebo Samuel, Commanders, one of the best possible options for me. Deebo Samuel not only got his trade request granted, he also landed at one of his top desired locations. The new Washington Commanders wide receiver wrote a thank you post to the San Francisco Players Tribune this week, noting that the DC club was one of his top destinations. I think this is one of the best possible fits for me where I can come in and help a team, Samuel wrote. Honestly, when my agent asked me where I wanted to go, this was one of the teams at the top of my list. I started watching Jayden Daniels because of Brandon Ayuk, who is like his best friend. We used to hang out, watch LSU games, and I knew he was going to be a star. I already have some connections with the coaching staff. Definitely ready to work with Terry McLaurin. For sure, because we came into the league at the same time. I've heard how hard he works. I'm ready to match that energy and go deep. I have a feeling this season is about to be one of them. The role fit in Cliff Kingsbury's offense is certainly a good one. Samuel may have fallen off since his 2021 season with 1,405 receiving yards and wasn't as dynamic a dual threat a year ago, but he remains a yard-after-the-catch specialist. Kingsbury loves to dial up wide-out screens to put playmakers in space. We should see a ton of that from Samuel in 2025. McLaurin remains a legitimate WR1, so Samuel should see beneficial matchups that Daniels can take advantage of in 2025. Samuel reiterated that he has no hard feelings toward the 49ers organization, John Lynch or Kyle Shanahan, despite how things played out. And listen, for John and Kyle to send me to a team in the NFC that was almost a Super Bowl contender, it just shows the kind of love and relationship we have, Samuel wrote. I know at the end of the day, they didn't have to do it. So there's not a shred of bad blood when it comes to me and that organization. It's always love. Of course, the flip side of that coin is that perhaps the Niners weren't afraid to trade Samuel within the conference because they don't worry about it coming back to bite them in January. Commanders surprisingly projected to enter race for released Pro Bowl edge rusher. The Washington Commanders will examine every avenue to improve their roster this offseason. Free agents and more trades will be discussed. Adam Peters will also be keeping an eye on veteran release developments around the league. The dominoes are falling everywhere. Teams are desperately trying to put themselves in a more lucrative financial position before the legal tampering window. Sacrifices and cost-cutting measures are part of the business this time of year. The Commanders, with plenty of salary cap space at their disposal, will be looking to pounce when the opportunities arise. Peters knows what it takes. He made a significant impression on the Commanders in year one of his tenure, gutting the roster and putting head coach Dan Quinn in position to lead an unbelievable run to the NFC Championship game. But make no mistake, this was just the first phase of his ambitious project. Nothing should be ruled out. The Commanders are being linked to just about everyone due to their resurgent status and salary cap space. However, one recent projection was more surprising than most. Commanders named among potential landing spots for Joey Bosa in 2025. Jacob Kamenker of USA Today listed the Commanders among the potential landing spots for Pro Bowl edge rusher Joey Bosa following his release by the Los Angeles Chargers. The analyst thought he would be a ready replacement or upgrade for Dante Fowler Jr. if he is not re-signed in the coming days. Dante Fowler had a career-best season for the Commanders in 2024 with 10.5 sacks, but he is set to be a free agent. Washington should be interested in bringing Fowler back, but if the Commanders can't keep him, pursuing Joey Bosa could be a logical pivot. The Commanders have $64.29 million in cap space, so they could even consider signing both former number 3 overall picks. Jacob Kamenker. There's no doubt that Bosa would have been a significant addition to the Commanders at the height of his powers. Unfortunately, those days are long gone. Bosa has dealt with some serious injury turmoil in recent years. He played 14 times in 2024, but the explosiveness and quick reactions that once made him such a dominant force have seemed to desert him. The Chargers have seen enough, cutting Bosa and shaving more than $25 million off their cap for good measure. His past production will ensure another opportunity comes elsewhere. Whether that comes from the Commanders is debatable, but it seems unlikely, all things considered. Given how much money Bosa has made over the course of his career, he may be selective. Joining a contender with an established winning culture should be among his first points of departure. Washington provides that, and there could be a chance to earn extended reps given the team's lack of pass-rushing options at its disposal. If the money was right, a move for Bosa wouldn't be out of the question. However, the San Francisco 49ers' allure in playing with his brother Nick Bosa is there for all to see. It will be fascinating to watch how PETERS approaches his defensive reinforcements. There needs to be a balance between veterans who can help immediately and players who represent long-term investments. He effectively achieved that last offseason. Bosa will be 30 when the season starts with plenty of tread on his tires. His run defense would help more than his pass rush based on last season's efforts. Commanders bolster Jayden Daniels' protection with bold prediction, signing Ronnie Stanley. Jayden Daniels' rookie season as quarterback for the Washington Commanders was full of bright spots. He not only transformed the franchise, but also led the team to an impressive 12-win campaign and led the Commanders to the NFC Championship game. His decision-making under pressure and undeniable talent cemented him as a key player for the team's future. However, not everything was positive in his first NFL season. One of the biggest challenges Daniels faced was the lack of pocket protection. The young quarterback suffered 47 sacks throughout 2024, the sixth most among all quarterbacks in the league. For a player with a slight build, that statistic is not only concerning, but also poses a risk to his durability and long-term performance. With that in mind, the Commanders have been working to bolster their offensive line this offseason. While adding new offensive weapons is crucial to Daniels' growth, ensuring he has enough time to make plays should also be a priority. According to Pro Football Network, one of the bold predictions for the team involves signing veteran left tackle Ronnie Stanley from the Baltimore Ravens. The Washington Commanders have already begun using their ample salary cap space to bolster Jayden Daniels' supporting cast, PFN wrote. Ronnie Stanley has reclaimed his status as an elite left tackle in 2024. He played in all 17 regular season games, a first in his 9-year career. While his pass protection performance hasn't quite matched his best years, his pressure rate allowed has dropped to 6.5%, a significant improvement from 9.6% in 2023. He has also allowed just 3 sacks all season, compared to the 4 he allowed in 13 games a year ago. Stanley's potential arrival would represent a valuable addition to the Commanders' offensive line. In 2024, the veteran not only managed to stay healthy throughout the season, but also earned his second Pro Bowl nod, a clear indication that he is still playing at a high level. His experience and consistency would make him a key piece in ensuring Daniels gets more time in the pocket and can better exploit offensive plays. Stanley's estimated market value, according to Spotrac.com, is around $20.7 million per year APY. While the Commanders have cap space, it is unlikely that the team will match that amount. However, if Stanley has indeed put his injury history behind him, his presence on the offensive line could be the difference Washington needs to solidify its offense. The competition for Stanley's signature will certainly be fierce, but the ongoing project at the Commanders could be a deciding factor in attracting him. With a promising young quarterback, a bolstered roster, and a promising outlook, Washington could be an attractive destination for the talented left tackle.